to see us perform live? Use that big brand of yours and follow us on Twitch. We do things live there sometimes.
Oh, God. Hi, welcome back. I'm Hutch. We are going to talk about Star Wars.
Oh, here we go
Star
again.
Wars.
Oh, this is the thing that everyone talks about on the internet and no one gets mad about.
That's right. But we're going to be cool.
So we're dipping our toe in the whole
Oh yeah, set the timer.
controversial content. Well,
Yep. Yep. So, let's just say, what did you guys think? Like it or no?
Of
So
the
we're
new
talking
movie,
about
right?
the new movie.
Yeah. New movie, Rise of Skywalker.
So spoilers for this episode if you haven't seen the new one.
Spoilers, we're going to fucking talk about this shit.
Skip ahead if you haven't seen it yet. So.
So I have complicated feelings about the movie. So when I walked out of the movie, I liked it. I thought it was better than I expected, and I came in with very low expectations because I did like The Last Jedi, and at first I didn't have strong feelings about liking The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
But everyone either hated it or loved it. Yeah. And I was just like, it was good.
it was fine.
I liked and but all the arguments against it I thought were stupid, and I don't think there's any great argument for it either. I think that was a good movie.
Yeah, that was like
the
an
only
okay
thing
movie.
the only thing I was like happy about was the fact that Rey was no one, and that at the end anybody could be a Jedi, and that was
I thought that was the entire point of that movie.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, this is
Democratizing the Force.
And I was prepared for all that to get fucked up in the new movie.
And it did.
It did. It all got fucked up.
did.
I expected that.
Yeah.
So I came in, I was like, okay, I know what I'm getting here.
Right.
Let's enjoy what I'm getting at least. I left the movie, and I was like, all right, that was good. But the more I've thought about it, the more and more I hate that fucking movie.
What a twist.
So, like, at first, like, Brittany came out. You go ahead and tell me.
So
you go ahead and say what's your part.
I hated the movie in the middle of the movie. Which was very weird for me. Like, it kind of, like, dumbfounded me because I thought all of the Star Wars movies were good. Like, I was just like, yeah, I like all the Star Wars movies. I'm pretty easy to please, like, when it comes to Star Wars movies. I like The Last Jedi. I'm like, Brian, I didn't think
You
it
just
was...
want to see laser swords.
Yeah,
and
I didn't think it was, like,
Wookiees yelling.
super fantastic, but I didn't think it was as terrible as everyone was making it out to be. Sure, it had some flaws, but, like, whatever. Every movie has some flaws.
Right.
But in the middle of this movie, I was, like, checking my watch.
Yeah.
I was squirming in my chair. Like, I was ready to stand up and, like, just move around. Like, I was just tired of sitting there watching it. Which, for me, if that's happening, I know it's not a very good movie because it's not engaging me like it should be. And I just hate it. Like, for me, it just kept getting worse and worse. And I just hated it. And it super surprised me because I went into it thinking, like, this will probably be fine. I like The Last Jedi. This one will probably be fine, too. And I just did not like it at all. It felt like they definitely were trying to please the fans who hated The Last Jedi.
Right.
And they went back and
just undid
they
everything.
just undid everything that the third movie like set up, or the second movie, excuse me, of the new trilogy. And it was just I just really hated it. That's my general, like, I didn't like it. So
both of you touched on, like, kind of where I sit with that. Like you, I also enjoyed the middle one. I like that characters were not anyone of value. And I was kind of expecting it, but I was expecting it to go in kind of a different direction.
Yeah.
I don't like that this movie has, like, this weird sort of class structure around Force.
yeah, it's like you can't be a Jedi unless
your parents were Jedi.
Yeah.
What is this, like being a fucking lawyer?
Yeah,
Get
or
outta
being
here.
like a king or a queen. It's like, no, like, I feel like
I'm the strongest Jedi because I have the mandate of heaven on my side.
And so, like, I have never read any of the comic books or anything.
Yeah.
I have
I'm
not
deep
watched
in the lore.
I haven't watched any of the supplementary shows or played any video games. I've only watched the movies. But I always thought that being a Jedi was like a religion.
Yeah.
That there are some people who are a little bit more connected to the Force than others.
Yeah.
But if you put your mind to it, you could connect to the Force.
Yes.
But this movie felt like they're saying you can't, like, your parents have to be a Jedi.
Your parents have to be good enough.
You have to be in this good bloodline.
Yeah, you have to have some sort of lineage.
Right. And there are only 2 of them.
Yeah, and
that
seemed,
sucks.
That seemed weird to me.
Yeah.
That was like kind of the first thing that hit me. And then like there was some very pretty stuff in it. There was some very interesting stuff in it. Like I think Adam Driver did a really absolutely phenomenal job.
Yeah.
He's great.
And like my prediction when this trilogy set started was that it was going to be more about, like, because the original Star Wars were about Luke playing with potentially going towards the dark side and then not doing that.
Yeah.
And I thought this was going to be a flip of that.
Yeah.
And it was. But then he died at the end, and that, like, they kept doing things that created stakes and then like pushed forward as though those stakes didn't matter in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
And him dying is one of them. The Beep Boops getting its reins back was another one. And this is the only fucking time that C-3PO has done anything that is interesting or valuable or useful.
And I thought that was super awesome, and it was very sad when
I got emotional 2 times in this film. They fucked that up.
Yeah, when C-3PO was like, "I'll do it for the betterment," and then he like looked at.
Let me see my friends one last time. Like they were showing that in the trailers, and I was like, "Oh my god, they're gonna kill C-3PO." And I was
fine.
like,
Everyone hates him, but don't diminish his struggle, the thing, his actions. Like, don't worry.
Don't worry. His best friend has a backup.
Yeah.
Of his memory.
He's got his brains back.
And Chewbacca, they were like,
same.
Yeah, that was another thing. First, I was super pissed that they were gonna potentially kill him. Like, I was like, what the fuck? And then when they did the weird switch off, where they're like, oh, he didn't actually die. I'm like, well, how?
See, I didn't even think that, because like when that thing happened, I was like, no, of course he's not. Like
I thought they killed him.
They wouldn't.
I do, but
Disney wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
No, I think
that's because they didn't. This movie didn't have any balls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it is frustrating to me as a person who's written words to understand that, like, movie scripts are very complicated things that have a lot of hands in it. And that thing probably had like 45 rounds of writers. And there is a seed of a good movie in there. But they focused on all of the wrong things in all of the wrong ways.
Yes.
And they had a lot of problems that are issues that they created for themselves. Like, they could have just not done things.
Yeah.
So you said a seed of a good movie, but for me, I was like, there's a seed of a good trilogy in this movie. Because there was too much in this movie. There was too much going on.
There's a fucking MacGuffin hunt that goes on for 2/3 of the thing.
And I was just
it's like, we got to get this thing because it's a knife.
Yeah. But they could have... This felt like...
Robot, read knife. Robot can't say knife.
Yeah. So I just kind of was just like... that's one of the things that pissed me off the most about the movie as I left it was like I enjoyed the ride.
Yeah.
It felt like a roller coaster. It didn't feel like a story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you think so one of the big problems with this was it was slapped together really quickly.
Yes.
They set deadlines years in advance, and they had a
with
basic
no
outline.
plan.
Well, no, from what I read,
Star Wars movies
content-wise.
have never had a fucking plan.
Yeah.
There's a wonderful documentary of George Love, like the making of Episode 1, and it's just George Lucas. Like, they've started filming, and he doesn't have a finished script.
Yeah.
Like, the problem, Star Wars is not good.
So that...
The first 3 movies were fucking phenomenal, and they were phenomenal despite George Lucas's best efforts.
Yeah, okay.
Like, it it came out in the production design and in the editing and in the actors. I mean,
especially the editing.
Mark Hamill is a very talented person, but he was a child when he shot it.
Yeah.
And didn't, like, him and Harrison Ford are just, like, bumping around on the stage.
Yeah.
And that's fine. Like, it's a good thing. It's raw. It's interesting. It looks so much better than anything else, any other science fiction that had ever happened. But then everyone forgot that George Lucas needs constraints around him.
Yeah.
And that's how we got episode 1, 2, and 3. And then they took that away from him, but still, like, listened to some of the crazy shit that he said.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, we'll make 3 more.
So apparently George had a big hand in this last movie.
Of course he did.
Yeah, he had a big hand. And it's like, okay, well, that makes sense now.
He tried to knead the bread with doo-doo hands or something.
It's funny to say that the creator of, like, a piece of art or a piece of media, it's like when that creator is helping make it, it's terrible.
It's J.K. Rowling.
Yes, he's gotten...
Who's just on Twitter, like, trying to retcon her entire everything.
And the only thing I could think to explain it is that they created something in their lives and it's the best piece of art that they'll ever create. They'll never make anything else that will top it.
I think you're right.
And that is haunting them.
Yeah.
And
because, like, what do you do
there's
next?
Nothing...
Which is really strange.
Indiana Jones 6.
Yeah. Oh my god, I can't believe they're fucking making that.
What's that?
They're making Indiana Jones 6.
Wait.
Or 5.
5.
I don't know.
You're right.
Oh, okay.
The next one.
Okay, I was like, was there one after?
Are you
Crystal
forgetting
Skull?
about The Adventures of Young Indiana Jones?
I
the
am
television
forgetting
show?
about that,
Never.
actually. Because it came on right after Briscoe County Jr.
Briscoe County
was
Jr.
really
actually
good.
fucking good.
That was
yeah.
better.
But, back to Rise of Skywalker, the big thing, like, there was lots of little things I didn't like about it. The big thing I hated about it was the kiss at the end.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, why?
That bugged the
There
fuck
was
out
nothing,
of me.
to me, there was nothing romantic between Rey and
They should have
Kylo
done.
Ren.
They should have done like a Pacific Rim.
But I felt like they were like, hey, we got a boy and a girl, let's make them kiss.
But
They kiss.
that wasn't the worst part, though. The kiss was bad. But then he smiles and dies.
Yeah.
And I burst out laughing in the theater when that happened. My sister and I were both laughing, like, trying to contain our giggles.
And that removes all stakes. Like, an interesting next thing would be Adam Driver, like, trying to unfuck everything that he fucked.
All the genocide he did.
Yeah. And, like,
he has
coming to terms with it. And being a real fucking human.
So my question is, so since Rey has, like, the power to, like, heal people and bring them back, why didn't she, like, bring him back after he died?
That's because he became a ghost before she could.
Yeah. He's like, gotcha.
Gotcha. You can't heal me. I'm not a body.
So,
if he dabbed on his way out, it would have been the best movie ever made.
As soon as he fell backwards, I was like, ooh, girls have cooties. It killed him. It's immediately what I thought.
Oh, God. Well, real quick, I want to say that I thought...
How did you feel about it?
Yeah.
I thought it was okay. I didn't love it. I felt more strongly about how I didn't like Last Jedi, and then kind of warmed up to it once I thought about it after that. This one I was just kind of like, it had some really cool shit, like the warp speed jump.
Yes.
Yeah.
At the beginning.
I liked that.
That was badass.
That was cool.
That was really cool.
I like the little hacker guy, the little, like, goblin. That was cool. I would have watched an entire movie about that guy.
Yeah.
All the Jedi voices at the end, I didn't realize. So
man, yeah, because I'm a big fan of the Clone Wars television show, and the fact that they had Ashoka as one of the voices in it was really cool.
I was
I
like,
haven't watched any of that.
it's like, when is Freddie Prinze
really good.
Jr.
It's really good.
in this? Like,
Is Freddie Prinze Jr.?
well, no, he was in the Clone Wars.
Yeah,
The
guy from Wing Commander?
Yeah. So no, he's in Clone Wars, or not Clone Wars, but Rebels, I think.
One of the two.
It's one of the animated shows. The animated shows are so much better
I've heard
than
that.
the last trilogy. So
Well, my favorite film, Star Wars film that came out of all of this, like this last couple years, is Rogue One.
yeah, Rogue One's fantastic.
Rogue
Yeah,
One
Rogue One is
just
really good.
like
Honestly, I know you're going to disagree with this, but to me, Rogue One and Solo were the best movies that came out of the things. I know you don't much care for Solo.
I didn't like how they constructed the script in Solo to make Han Solo less cool.
Yeah, it was weird, right?
Yeah.
Because he's supposed to be the coolest guy in the room.
He did, or like, I would have been happy
I can see that.
if everything that he has done is actually a lie.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Oh,
or
yeah, when he's
if
just
everything
like-
he's done is actually like really fucking cool.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the balance, but they like towed the middle line between those.
Because it's, well, yeah, Ron Howard doesn't play, he plays super safe.
Ron Howard. Do you want to extend this conversation?
I have one thing
Go ahead.
that
Yeah, go
that
ahead.
Let's extend.
really
Let's extend
bugged the
it.
fuck out of me is that they gave basically no screen time to Rose after they built her up,
Yeah.
like in The Last Jedi. Like that was a huge
Well, because they wanted to
Yeah,
purge
so-
all of the...
I feel like a lot of
Yeah,
the characters that started out really cool, they like did them dirty. Like Finn, like that was so fucking
They
cool that
fucked
Finn was
Finn
like,
over.
he was a stormtrooper, he was
Yeah.
a clone, he deviated away from that. Like,
Yeah.
wow, this is a cool ass character. His entire line in this last movie was Rey. He just screamed
that's
Rey
true, yeah.
the entire time. And Rey did not give a fuck about him. And I was like,
Jumping off point on that, like, he was enslaved as a child.
yeah.
He knows that other stormtroopers are also enslaved as children. He met people who want to not be stormtroopers,
Yeah.
who have, like, escaped that life. Why the fuck wasn't this one and the last one him starting, like, a revolt
Yeah,
within
exactly.
the stormtroopers?
I felt like
Instead, he's just like, hey, your life sucks, you were taken as a child. Brat!
yeah, I felt like they set him up as a really cool character, and then I will say that even the Last Jedi, I was just like, oh well,
Well,
we're
on
not
top
worried
of that,
about him.
They built the story development for him that they never did anything with.
Yeah. Also, what was the thing that he wanted to tell Rey?
Yeah,
the beginning
I mean,
of
we know because of the internet, but
Oh,
you don't know because you're not on the internet.
I'm not. What's
It's
the
that
internet?
so it's another thing that would have fixed one of the issues that I had with the movie, and it would be that he is force sensitive or like can
That's what
can
he wanted to
feel
tell
the
us.
thing.
Oh, is it?
Why is that your one thing that you want to tell someone else?
I don't know,
Like
but-
as you're
That's
dying.
a weird thing.
Also, I could have been a Jedi, but I didn't apply myself.
Yeah,
It was a really stupid cop out, man.
Yeah, it was really weird. I
Um,
do want to say a positive thing about it. I did really enjoy the lightsaber fight when they were in like the Death Star in
Yeah.
the middle of like the ocean.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
I had really high hopes because like so the opening scroll lost me entirely.
Yeah.
And then it like switches over to Kylo Ren just like beating ass through a forest.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, this
that was weird.
this could be cool. I'm on board for this. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
But it was weird that it went to a cut. It's
Yeah.
the first Star Wars movie to do that.
'Cause usually
you
it does
start
a
in
pan.
space and it does, it
Or a
does a
track.
pan or a track or something
where
to
there's,
go
like-
to where the action is.
Right.
But this time it was a cut and I was like, what?
Yeah.
Kind of jarring.
What was your favorite thing about the movie though? Like, let's end on positive.
Yeah.
We got like 2 minutes left.
Oh, geez. Okay. I wanted to mention
Go
one
ahead,
quick
go ahead.
weird thing. So, in the scroll, it mentions that Palpatine's voice is heard. That is actually happens in a Fortnite event. Where
I hate that.
Yeah. where his voice is
So
there.
that is what they're referring to?
Yes.
Is the
There's a
Fortnite
Fortnite.
Yeah,
event?
Fuck.
Yes.
We've reached meme critical mass.
Yeah. We did it. We did it, Reddit.
So yeah, you're like,
Floss! Fucking floss!
Floss with a lightsaber.
I think the action was good. It was, it hit a lot of like fan servicey feel. So
Chewbacca got a medal.
yes, you guys
Oh
medal.
god, that made me so mad.
I laughed
At the end,
so
I
hard.
was like, what the fuck is that, Brian? I was like, I thought for a second that Chewie was gonna take over like Leia's like he was gonna be the commander. or
Oh, that
something.
would have been
That's
dope.
that's what I thought it was
Yeah.
gonna be. And then I was like, what the fuck is that? And he was like, no, that's from like the what like the
Episode
first
four.
movie
where
where like
Chewbacca didn't
get
get
a medal. And I'm like, wow.
I forgot he didn't get the medal. I was like, oh, I recognize that.
I mean, that was always like a fun joke that Chewbacca didn't get the medal, but like they're like, oh, well, we're gonna
By
make
the way,
all the fans happy. We're gonna give them that.
while
fucking medal.
all of that's happening, they wanted to get an applause for the top right of the screen where two ladies kiss. Because it was their first gay kiss in Star Wars.
So that was one of the
It was like,
things.
Where?
That was one of the
When did this
spoilers
happen?
that I saw. I just knew something about a kiss or a same-sex kiss, but I thought it had something. I thought it was going to have something to do with Rey.
Of course.
Like, because I was like,
you thought it would have or Poe and
or
Finn.
Poe and
Yeah.
Finn,
Right.
because there was a lot of
That would have been hot.
fan speculation. But then at the end, when people were hugging and kissing, I was like, okay, I hope that it's not like Finn and Poe kissing, because that would make sense right
at
now,
this
and that would
point.
be really forced.
Yeah.
But it
Also-
was literally a background character. I didn't even notice it. I asked Bryan afterwards. I was like, where was that same-sex kiss? And he was like, oh, it's the end. It was these two characters that you don't know.
Or care about.
Yeah,
Also,
I saw it. It
about-
was cool they did it, but you know,
Like,
it's,
fucking Disney's cowards when it comes to LGBTQA+.
Also, there's a weird film studies paper that you could write about how sex is the worst thing in the Star Wars universe.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Because, nobody ever has sex. Nobody ever expresses romance. Love is the enemy.
Love is the enemy. Let's end it on that.
Well, one
She
thing I
died
want
of
to
a
say...
broken heart.
I forgot about that.
Last statement.
At least we have the Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. We can talk about that in another segment.
I haven't seen it yet. I'll need just.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, you gotta watch
You
it.
should watch
I've been going out of my way to avoid getting Disney Plus.
I have it. You want in it?
No.
Okay. Anyways,
Maybe.
we'll see you in a minute on the next segment.
Bye.
Bye. Hot takes.